My name is Paul Burrill. I'm running for Port of Bellingham Commissioner District 4. Basically, I'm a commercial fisherman of 30 years. That's my main background. I have, over the years, gone into the purchasing of seafood and now into logistics and everything that basically makes a seafood company run. And I've also been in advocacy of fishing and farming, and also been instrumental on many different things on the West Coast for the commercial crab fishery. I love business. Business is at the core of my heart. I know and understand the waterfront. It's been my life. It's what I rely on to feed my children, my family, keep the roof over my head. I understand it intimately. I care for it, and I hope I can bring that to the community, the fishing community, the waterfront working community. For over a decade, I've been working on advocacy in the Whatcom County area with many different boards and committees. I've never done that with the intention of running for office, but I feel with the opening of this new seat, I can hopefully add value to our community here in Whatcom County. The untapped resource in our county is tremendous. It's actually every aspect right now. We have a waterfront that has had a framework or foundation built, but we haven't built it out yet. And we have, along with that resource of our waterfront, we have great people. We have knowledgeable people. Much of that was brought in from the Cherry Point industrial area. We have trades that have kind of organically grown here. And I think groups like Working Waterfront have done a great job. They're working on training people to go into these jobs, and we can attract some of these businesses from Seattle, Alaska, and all along the West Coast to bring them right here in our backyard. Trading port property has never been something I've really liked to see happen. It's happened in Silfab with the past, and now that's potentially out there to be brought back. I would actually like to see that brought back into the port's real estate because it's right on that waterfront. The one thing that this county needs to retain is its waterfront access. No matter, any ships bringing export or import materials in, they have to have that interface between land and sea, and it's so valuable. We never want to lose that because it provides jobs, and it's such a valuable asset. We don't want to see that leave this county. That's a tough one for me. I love them all. I used to be a past business owner up in Blaine, in the Blaine Harbor. We bought seafood out of there, so I love that. But I think what really needs attention is the airport right now. I would love to see expansion of cargo, possibly have the conversation, can we lengthen the runway at Bellingham International Airport, increase the size of the bonnets on the side to possibly accommodate larger planes, cargo. Our proximity to Alaska is not captured at this point. We have companies within our county that have started that basically move all products to Alaska, and we have great fresh products. Being seafood is a low-hanging fruit we could grab, bring that in. The bulk of the seafood processing actually exists in the north end between Skagit and Whatcom County. We can improve that and hopefully bring lots of jobs in the aviation sector too. Yeah, so recently the port just purchased the Boxberry farm. That's kind of an interesting one. That's going to help much of the agricultural industry locally possibly look at different products they can put on their crops to prevent mildew, possibly some pesticide, and it keeps that localized so that doesn't spread into our food source until it's approved. We also have sumac, which has been, we're reducing our footprint up there, which I'd actually like not to see happen because some of those properties can be possibly used to some of the cross-border trade. I think we could have an integral part with the port to keep some of these shipments legal coming across the border. I think we could also create cross docks, a lot more jobs for those residents out there in Sumas and in the eastern parts of the county. first and foremost, we need to have a strategic plan. We need to examine all parts, what has happened currently and where we sit right now, and we need to look at what are some of the projects that can be closed out and which ones need, and kind of create a timeline on that, because that strategic plan needs to be followed like any business. And this is why I love this potential position so much, is because I think I can help give my experience of business to the port and to the Whatcom County residents and try to move some of these forward, bring jobs in, and hopefully advance the next stage of progress through the county and with the port. Technically, the Port Commission is supposed to be a non-partisan, but I also understand reality. I would say I'm pretty centered, center right, and parts of that are because of my business experience. I understand the struggles of the small businessmen. I've had many conversations with people with larger businesses and understand some of theirs as well. I think we really need to work on, as a county, access, where they basically over-regulation is slowing down many of the different things. We need to improve our communications with the tribes to make sure we can forward some of these waterfront issues, because when it goes beyond the land, we need to have that interaction with the tribe. We need to have respect for their culture, and we need to make sure that that communication level is open and an even playing field for all. So I hope to bring that to the county, and that's sort of my political perspective. Yeah, so who I am is Paul Burrill. I'm a commercial fisherman of 30 years. If it swims or walks on the bottom, I've probably caught it at one time or another. I've been a co-owner in multiple different seafood companies, currently one that's based out of out of Tacoma. We were originally up in Blaine, but I've sold that to the Tulalip tribe. So I have a lot of background in seafood buying as well. I sit on the Whatcom County Business and Commerce Committee, originally as the Waterfront advisor. Now I was able to move one of my friends in there, Dana Wilson from the Lummi tribe, and now Rex Rhodes. He's that seat. I'm now food processing. I also am a board member of Whatcom Family Farmers out in the county. We're helping those guys out with many different issues, advising on particularly salmon issues that I have a lot of experience with. I've also been on the Coastal Crab Advisory Committee and Tri-State Committee, worked with Whale Entanglement Task Force, trying to deal with some of those issues that affect our local guys here on the waterfront. And so I hope to bring some of my skills forward and possibly smooth that out and make sure we retain what created Whatcom County, why everybody loves to be here.